Okay, so for tests for the ACL, it includes anterior drawer, where you have them laying on the table like this. You can come, sit down on their foot, put your thumbs at the joint line, and then you tug forward. Hers is intact. The gold standard is Lockman's for the ACL, where you grab your leg and then pull it forward. And hers is intact. Then it's Salcombe drawer test. So that will test the medial and lateral parts of the ACL. So first, you do it when you'll turn the foot and tibia medially, and that's testing the lateral side. Then you perform an anterior drawer test. And then to test the medial side, you rotate the foot and tibia laterally. Good. Then we have Salcombe ALRI, and that's where you lie on your side, left side. You have them bring the bottom foot up to 90, have their other leg somewhat bent, and then you apply a valgus pressure, and you're looking for the tibia to drop. And then can you stand up for me? For the crossover, this one will be where you take left is her injured leg. So for anterior lateral, she'll bring her uninjured over the injured, and then she turns with it, and it'll cause pain. You would spot them to make sure they don't fall. And then for the anterior medial, take the uninjured and you bring it behind the injured, and then she turns that way.
Go.
So for tests for the PCL, we'll do posterior drawer. So knees bent up, feet on the table. And so it's like anterior drawer, but instead of pulling forward, you push back. Hers is intact. Another one is sag sign. So bring your feet together, and then you look to see if the tibia sags back. So it's like the PCL is torn, which hers is not. Another one is Gottfried's 90-90, where you bring your legs up into 90, and you see if the tibia sags down, and it does not. Then there is, I'll do the dial test. So external rotation recuvarum, where have them laying here, they're relaxed, and you grab their big toe or great toe, and you lift it up. And a positive sign would be if their feet, if they hyperextend and their tibias externally rotate. Another one, can you flip over on your stomach? Is the external rotation test or dial test, where we have them bring their legs up into 90 degrees, and then you turn it to see how much rotation they have, and if it's excessive, then it could be a PCL tear at 90. And if you test it at 30 degrees, it isolates the posterior lateral corner, and you rotate out.
Okay, so first test we'll be performing is an MCL test called valgus. Basically, what we're doing is you're going to have the knee at 0 degrees of flexion, and then you're just going to push on, put a valgus force and see if there's any looseness or pain with that. And then you also bring them up into like 30 degrees of knee flexion and have any pain there. LCL, same idea, except you're going to push on the lateral side or the medial side. So at 0 and at 30. Good. Next is going to be meniscus tests. So Murray's, you bring them up into hip flexion and knee flexion, and then you're going to push against the foot, and then you're going to put a lateral and rotational force on the knee, and you're looking for any type of pain or anything that goes with that. Next one is Apley's compression distraction, so go ahead and roll over. This, put them in knee flexion 90 degrees. What you're going to do is push down on the foot and do that internal, external rotation of the tibia for pain. And if they have pain with that, you want to do a distraction force. So you pull up and then internal, external rotation, and that should relieve their symptoms if they have a meniscal injury. Okay, the next one is Thessaly, so go ahead and stand up for me. This one's an active test, so you want to have the patient stand on one leg. You also want to spot this patient because it's a very painful test if they have a meniscus injury. So go ahead and hold my hands, and then I want you to twist. Keep that knee straight. Good. So the next test we'll be performing is for osteochondral dissecans, and it's called the Wilson's test. So basically, it's an active test. You tell the patient to go into external rotation of the tibia, so point your toes in together, and then you tell them to extend their knee. And if they are unable to extend their knee, you have them go into a neutral position and then have them extend all the way up. And that good. Next is going to be IT band syndrome test. So go ahead and lay down for me. Go ahead and lay on your side. Okay, good. So we're going to take this knee, flex it out, hold there, and then we're going to take this leg and drop it back. This is for IT band syndrome or tightness. The goal is to have the knee touch the table, but as you can see here, that she's really tight. All right, go ahead and lay on your back. Noble test, so you have the patient fully extend their knee. You want to palpate the lateral femoral condyle, and then as you do that, you're going to bring them up into knee flexion, and you're looking for any type of pain or any type of crepitus along the lateral femoral condyle of the IT band. Okay. And then Renee, so go ahead and stand up for me. Same idea with the Noble compression test, except it's more active on their part, so palpate the lateral femoral condyle. And then you have the patient perform a mini squat. So go ahead. And you're looking for any popping, clicking, or pain with that. So.
Okay, so test for SI dysfunction is SI compression and distraction. So you have the patient laying down. You find their ASIS for compression, and you push, and it compresses at the SI joint in their back. Now positive would be pain in the back, or pain or numbness or tingling up or down their legs. And distraction is you squeeze it together, and this should relieve those symptoms. Another test would be Faber. So you have them go into kind of like a figure 4, and this is testing SI dysfunction as well as hip flexor tightness. Positive would be pain, and then their knee being up further, not wanting to move. Okay, and then we'll have to Thomas and Kendall, which is for hip flexor tightness. So they come and sit at the end of the table. So for Thomas, it is the patient's doing it. So we have them bring their knee up to them, make sure they don't fall off the table, and have them lean back. And you're looking for hip flexor tightness in the leg, and it can be seen with the space between their leg and the table. So this might be positive. You also make sure their shorts or pants aren't restricted in as well. And then we'll do Kendall, which is clinician done. So they'll sit at the end, and then they'll fall back, and the clinician brings up their leg. And you're looking for the same thing with the space in between the table and their leg. Next we'll do Trendelenburg's, which is for glute med weakness. So we'll have them standing, you can put your hands on your hips, and they'll do one-legged, and a positive was if their hip dropped, it would be positive for this glute med being weak. So then we have the long bone stress test, which they're sitting on the table, and this is testing for stress fracture. So you lift their leg and put your fist underneath, and make sure you're not wearing any rings or anything, and you press down, and this would cause pain within the long bone of the femur. And then there is hip scoring, which is for, you can lay down on your back, which is for labral tears. So what you're doing is you take their leg and have them relax, and you compress their hip, and you move and you circumduct the hip, and you want to go around the whole thing and feel if there's any clicking, if they can feel any clicking, pain, or any catching. And then we have the piriformis stress test, which is testing for sciatica or piriformis tightness. So what you can do is you have them bring their knee bent to the opposite shoulder, and a positive